All right, so I'm back with part 2. So I don't know whether that was to do with the fire alarm or not. But anyway, oh, Sweet CC has found me. Yeah, so hello, BU. Well, what a magnificent thing, really, being you. There's no one better to be. So we'll just have a couple of minutes. But yeah, these energies, they're super, super intense, and they're really, it is this whole, it's like if you wanted to personify God, it's like God with this giant hand going, come on, you guys, sort it out. Hi, Sephora. Hi, Stacey Ace. Yeah, well done. Yeah, so pretty interesting. My whole camera today, my whole screen system closed down. I had a Zoom call with some people about the dolphin trip this morning with no screen, so I had to, fortunately, it reset when I shut it all down and then left it and rebooted it. But yeah, interesting interruptions. Hi, Jasmine. Jasmine better show up. She is here. Yeah, so quite, I mean, it's exciting, and I think for me, how I read it is the divine feminine are like, oh, tra-la-la. We've got jobs to do. And it's not being dismissive of the divine masculine. It's like being in this holding of space and knowing that it is all in this divine timing. And this whole notion that it is just so much bigger than anything we've ever done. So we have never come here in this format. We have never come here with our counterpart at the same time. That's my understanding, at least in this sort of contemporary time. And we have come here in this time deliberately to create this frequency of this higher divine love, to shift the planet, to shift humanity, so that everything can rise up to a fifth dimensional level, and then we can ascend through, we can move through to the galaxy. And then this is like, it's seen and held by the cosmos as important, because it is like Earth is, as I was saying before, it's like the movement of Earth is the white ball on this billiards table, and the masculine are the catalyst. So I guess you could see the masculine are holding the cue, and so it's in that movement of that white ball that Earth gets catalyzed into this shifting through the galaxy, which I'm just telling you what I've been shown. I was shown that a long time ago. So I don't know whether I'll do like a bit of a rant about all of the stuff I know about Ascension. I'm thinking I might do that. But anyway, this seemed like the thing to do today. And then, Saint Germaine talking about this whole, now where have I put it? This whole thing about the 7/7 portal being about the alchemical marriage. Yeah, so I did say that, didn't I? I have said about that. So I think we're back here. And yes, I think that's good as well. Yeah, so rising into their kingship is what I wrote, that they are beginning to acknowledge their own power. So this is what we want. This is what the divine feminine needs. We don't want them in their lower form. They need to turn up in their higher divine form, in their own power, and knowing what they align with or not, and to be able to trust themselves, to trust their own amazingness, their own divine intuition. So back to this whole idea that the divine is in charge of this, and is saying it's time for this, because it's time for our awakening, it's time for our ascension. But many of them, although they're beginning to recognize this, they are sort of prevaricating between their old mind and their new intuitive way of being. So they still haven't necessarily clicked in fully to that, but they're in that movement, and they need to do that for themselves, because that's their empowerment to go, oh, well, maybe that's not so important anymore. Maybe being wealthy and famous isn't so important anymore. Maybe owning a flash car and a big house isn't so important anymore. Maybe having all this money in the bank isn't so important anymore. Maybe it's more important that we have these communities where children feel safe. Maybe it's more important that we have this incredible love that I've had a taste of, that I don't really understand, that I have often felt that I must be delusional. I've often thought, where the heck did this come from? And have I had this spell cast on me because I don't understand why I would have fallen so in love with this woman or this man? And all of that has been, their little logical brain, their logical mind, their rational mind, which is their strength, and has been their strength, asking these deeper questions. And those deeper questions have enabled them to put it aside because it doesn't seem real. And so that is what they're being sort of wound through, I believe. Yeah, so I think that I went backwards again. But let's get back to the Saint Germaine release. So if you are, we'll start that again. So Saint Germaine, the Kohan, he and Lady Nada, the Kohans of the seventh ray. The seventh ray is the violet ray. It's the gold and silver violet ray. He is the holder of the flame, of the violet flame, and he has been on the earth in many roles as Com Saint Germain, and you can look him up and you'll see that he lived for a long time, maybe 300 years. He is the one who brought me the recipe or the ingredients for the elixir of youth unbidden. I did not ask him for that. He just started giving me this stuff. And so this was all part of, him being an alchemist. Yeah, so let's just begin again. So just take a breath and bring yourself into your heart space and allow your crown chakra to open up. And imagine that this beautiful light is pouring in, opening up down through your central vertical core. And just expanding everything so it's ready. And yes, Craig, I fell off the wire. So just imagine that you can see and feel this. You can see it as a blanket or a cloth or a shape. But this light, this gold and silver violet light, is under your feet, under the ground. And the Saint Germaine is bringing that up and under your feet, through your feet, up and around your ankles, lower legs and knees. And it is transmuting and releasing all that doesn't serve you for this next life, this next round, this next existence, this newness, this new world, this new energy, this new dimensional space that we have begun. It's transmuting out and releasing all that doesn't serve you from the cells, through the body, in the blood, in the fluids, in the muscles, in the brain. It's transmuting gold and silver fire or flame of transmutation coming up now, feeling it moving on up through the upper legs, having passed through the knees and then into the hips, the pelvis, the butt, into the spine, up through the torso, through the belly, through the rib cage, up through the root and sacral and solar plexus, up now into the heart, front and back, all the way up through the spine, giving the wing bones, a bit of a tickle in the shoulder blades, releasing and activating any DNA that's ready to be activated. So up through the chest, the higher heart, the throat, the shoulders, the neck, the face, the brain, the ears, the eyes, the third eye, the crown, the top of the skull. And just washing down through the arms and out through the hands and fingertips. And up a metre above your head through the external chakras, up to the soul star, activating more information about your mission and purpose. And then bringing that in. Why am I here? What am I here to do? Give me more information, thank you. Allow that to come in. And feeling the activation of the codes of alchemical marriage. So they've been activated today, he told me. And he told me this at the beginning of the month. This would be the day for that, this portal, the 7-7 portal. It's one of the pieces of information he gave me. And now, before we come into activating that more, releasing anything that needs to be released that's related to any lifetimes that you have been here on the planet, as the magician, as the magi, as the alchemist, as the priest, as the priestess, as the god, as the goddess, as the wizard, as the witch. So any aspects that may be held in the cells that relate to this releasing those connections that might be binding you into something here that you don't need to be connected to anymore. So disconnecting and cutting off any of those programs held through the body and held through the mind. We're just inviting Saint Germaine to sever those, to cut them. And now inviting in the gifts. See those as gold. See those as gold sprinkles coming in through the crown, down through the central vertical core, meandering, permeating out to where they need to go, trusting that they know where that is, landing in the perfect place in the body. And attuning to your mission, ask to be shown what you might need to know is your mission as an individual, maybe your mission as a counterpart. I feel, to be honest, the way that I read it is that we are likely, the Divine Feminine are likely to know much about that, but I actually have read, when I say read, I have like channeled or accessed the information about it, that the Divine Masculine hold the keys to that. They are the ones that know. This is part of them having some empowered access to the connection. It's their way of bringing in something that is meritorious to the connection, because part of their dialogue with self is, am I worthy? So the Divine Feminine have had to step into that. Are we worthy? So there's some of that is perhaps what some Divine Feminine are in amongst at the moment, that recognition that, yeah, you are worthy. You are worthy of being loved like this. You are worthy of this grand mission that you are holding. And then the Divine Masculine, they are coming into this now as well. So this recognition of who they are as this incredible being. But I was shown that that's the reason why they hold some of the keys to mission for their counterpart, so that this is an empowering contribution to the connection. Yeah, and so this was something that came today that was interesting. We'll see what you think about this. I was talking to Anna in the UK, and I said to her, "It's our inheritance." And I went, "Oh, that just popped out of my mouth. This is our inheritance, everybody. These exquisite, amazing divine counterpart connections. It's our inheritance." So I was shown today that part of the role of the divine feminine at the moment is to just be strongly holding space, to be in the knowing that the divine masculine will come, that this connection will come, that it is inevitable, that it's written in the stars, that it's a contract, it's a covenant, and it's a part of our inheritance. I was shown this hill metaphor, which will apply to some. And if you think about a cone-shaped hill, the divine masculine was at the bottom of the hill with 1 foot on the sort of flat surface and 1 foot on the bottom of the hill of this cone shape. And the divine feminine was a few steps down from the top of the pinnacle, with her back being protected. And I got this: the divine feminine will not make an energetic compromise, and that there is this G-force pressure coming in, and this will increase. The more that the divine masculines delay, the greater pressure they will feel. And they are being called to mission. So this internal pulling to be, finding their purpose and connecting into what is their bigger reason for being here. Yes, so this maybe the divine masculine are dealing with choosing to release their patterns as well, because that's all linked to them coming to their divine feminine in this equal space, this equal measure. So I got that they might be releasing their programs related to, or their patterns related to, any of their programs, addictions, expectations, and habits. We are at a point, so I really invite you to listen to this carefully and take this on board. We are at a point where we are tidying up the bits, the threads of the cloth, what holds us in any way, as it all may need to be severed, out and off, cut away. The subtle nuances of our own power, divine feminines, they need to break down and they need to come out. Many of the controlling factors of the 3D world, that's for everybody. And that may be related to addictions, for the masculine, addictions to porn or drugs or adrenaline or alcohol. But whatever, so, this may be, the subtle nuances of our own power, that was for the divine feminines. But whatever the masculine are up to, they are having to break down those old patterns. This is part, I'm being told that this is part of their work on collapsing the matrix, is this breaking down of those. So this They may be like having a little dabble in them to recognize how toxic they are, or they may be having to undo the patterning that goes with it back through the family lines and the social lines. I'm showing they will be very pushed to summon up themselves and their higher power, the decisions that enable them to step into their own highest good. So it's a lot of intensity for them. Be aware of the balance. DFs, Divine Feminines, you are dropping more into yourself, into that beautiful, soft, feminine, sensuous, accepting, allowing aspect of self. This really everybody coming into residing more strongly in the gender energy, this bringing that back into correct balance. And that enables each of the other to drop more. So as the feminine surrender more into their feminine aspects, the masculine can step up more into their masculine power. So this is undoing all the inversions about emasculation and feminine, the feminist movement. So they're really, even though they have given us tools and they've given us ways to break through things, it's now time to be coming back to our original divine plan blueprints. And this is another aspect of it, these gender roles. So the masculine exiting the aspects of the binding, and I'm showing that they are tasked with this. This is their role. So they're being pulled into the old and into the lower, and they have to choose the higher. And they have to want the higher. So things will be difficult for them until they do that. So there's messages here. So let me have a look. I'll go up to the top. Almost 7-7 for me. Maybe it's a timing thing. Hello, aloha. Hi, Stacey Ace. Hi, Sephora. Yeah, it's a very powerful portal day, isn't it? Jasmine's there. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Arnico. Hi, Barrett. Hi, Charlotte. Oh, yeah, it really is, isn't it, Sweet CC? Bigger than we can imagine. It's just, I was really blown away, and it's not just bigger, it's just it's potent, it's powerful, it feels to me like that. So the other aspect is, how this all lines up. So the galactic new year is this month as well. I think it's the 24th maybe, I don't know. Anyway, it's the galactic new year is this month. And this month, when you look at the astrological alignments of this month, it's a list of about 12 things. So all of that adds into this as well. And Sweet CC saying, I said Sharon would show up right on cue. Too funny. Craig, yes, I'm so sorry, Craig. You did miss part 1. You'll have to go back and find that. It will be doing its processing in the back of YouTube. It just died, cut out on me for some reason. Yes, Harris Gamus or Harris Gamus or Harris Gamus. This is the energies, the codes of that coming in now, because this is our time. This is our time for that to be. We're not doing these 3-dimensional marriages and relationships anymore. We are going to this higher, and ultimately that will be for everyone, but definitely Divine Counterparts lead the way on that. And it's 7 p.m. on the 7/7. Thank you for noticing that. And it's midnight where Sweet CC is. Craig saying the previous live never went live on our end. If you happen to be live and speaking on your end, okay. Oh, well, I'll have to have a look and see. Thank you so much. Hello, Raoul. Amazing, witnessing old pattern loops for so many of us showing up for the clearing. Yeah, exactly. I think the energies of that showed up the other day in that looping fashion. Right ear popped and yawned all the way through the activation. Okay. Yeah, so I feel just to bring some light language through. And I want to mention a few other things as well. So I want to mention, please subscribe to the channel here and hit the notifications button. Also, do you know that I put out a newsletter monthly or bi-monthly, but I'm trying to get back to sending it out monthly again. That's a free newsletter. You can subscribe to that by going to my website, which is sharonmartin.com, but there's a link in the description underneath. Remember that if you feel drawn to coming on the dolphin trip, to go and have a look for that, and I will put a link underneath. But if you put in Rebecca Gamble's dolphin trip into Facebook, you'll find it, and I will put a link in down there. So that is coming up more and more for me with information about the Emerald Order, about the Emerald Crown and the codes related to our returning to wholeness and linking into the city of Atlantis. So I've got quite a lot of information that I've channeled on that. So I've kind of put that together as a piece, and I'll do something about that shortly. The other aspect is the God-Goddess course that it opens. It starts at the end of this month, and if you feel that you'd like to be there, it would be really lovely to have more of you there. And the link to that is in the description. I'm excited. The channeling that I've done about that course, not the overview of the course. I did that ages ago, but this is like the specifics of the course. It's so beautiful. It really is. It's going to be the most exquisite experience. And so that's 5 weeks, and then a break, and then another 5 weeks, and starting at the end of this month. So if you feel that calling, you have a look at that. And yeah, just be okay with what happens through this portal. I know a really good friend of mine is going through a really hard time, and a group of us are going to do a group healing with her in half an hour or so. And she is a very powerful being, and a lot of people are going through these very big releases that may connect back through ancient times, and it's like being dug out of the deep cellular memory to be released. And so that can sometimes be challenging on the body, and that's being her experience. What else is here? Oh yeah, so Sweet CC has been having more wing activations. So if that's you, so we've gone through phases of that, and Sweet CC and I have never met. We've only met here, but we have so many sync ups. It's quite incredible. But I am not having this experience. However, when I've witnessed this with my clients over the past few years, it's come through in these phases, and Sweet CC is having like maybe a second phase of this. And but these are the areas of the body that you feel it in, and this wing activation, it has been shown to me as this reactivation of the DNA codings that relate to your gifts and talents as that winged being. And so many of us have been as a winged being as dragons, as giant birds, as fairies, as little tiny elementals, and as angels, and through that sort of spectrum of the variant angels, that from the little tiny cherubs to the archangels or the archangels. That's how some people say that word. This is where I've been shown they show up. So they show up in the shoulder blades. They don't always show up in both shoulder blades at once. And in my work, it tended to be that they showed up in the right shoulder blade first. And that feels like a little, like someone is sort of crunching your shoulder blade. It's like, you know, a big massage. It feels crunchy. It's like the bone or the sinew around that is being pushed and moved. And so that's one point of the wing. So both shoulder blades in the end, but often the right first. And then that can also pertain to pain in the neck and then pain in the shoulder point. So this is a reflexology point where the arm meets the top of the shoulder, whatever that joint is called. But in there, that's often a pain point, and then the collarbone. So if you're having that experience, maybe Sweet CC is on round 2 of wing activation. And it can be quite painful. So, yeah. Oh, she's just saying here, actually, it was like being stabbed, not fun at all. But it does feel to be a healing and pain, numb, pinky and ring fingers. Oh, yeah, I saw some information about that the other day that I want to get a hold of for people, which speaks about the relationship between each finger and an organ. So each finger has a direct correlation to an organ in the body. So if anyone knows or has access to that information and wants to flick it to me, I can post it here on the channel. But otherwise, I will go and look for it. And I think that's about it, really. Except, yeah, I will bring through. Okay. Some dragon energy. So I know that sounds strange and it feels strange as well, but that's the Dragon Collective with a message of hope. Hope and see, there's a I can't find the word. It's to do with being like keeping on going. We're getting close. We're getting close to the end. All right. So much love to you. Thank you so much for joining me. And Belinda, not yet. I don't know where part 1 has gone, but I'm sure that I will find it when I go and open up the back part of my YouTube channel. I imagine that it's in there processing. And yeah, so much love to you all, and great big blessings and gratitude to Gaia for your part here in this amazing ascension. All right. Hi, Tamala. Hi, Tamala. Yep. Okay. So, Tamala, there's 2 parts to the video because it crashed in the middle. But maybe it's perfect. A couple of half-hour segments, maybe. I don't know. Not quite, perhaps. A shorter segment and then this one. And lots of syncing. Have you noticed? A lot of number syncing is coming around again. So if you're on this twin journey, you might have noticed in the early parts of your journey that you saw a lot of that. Well, they've been showing up everywhere again. So it's just an indicator of this, I feel, this, this next new cycle. So rest back, take care, be grounded, connect into Gaia, be well hydrated, know that we're going through something that has never been done before and that we are doing it. And so we just have to look after ourselves. Yes, exactly, Craig. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, wonderful. Okay, lots of love, everyone. Thank you, Jasmine. Good noticing. Thank you.